Hi, and practicing with me today. Um, this is all kind of new territory for me, this online teaching, but I think it's an exciting new challenge. Usually when I'm teaching in front of a live class, I really feed off the energy of the students and it kind of guides me in my teaching. And so now I really have to work with what I'm experiencing and what I'm feeling. But I think it's safe to say that it's going to be similar to what a lot of us are experiencing since there's such this big virus that we're all having to deal with on some level. And so what I am feeling lately is, because I've been spending more time at home with family and even outdoors in Mother Nature, I'm actually feeling physically quite grounded. I'm spending more time on the computer and on my devices, so I'm rounding a lot. So on a physical level, I really feel like I need something a little more expansive and invigorating. And yet my mind is circling around all this that's going on with the coronavirus, and it's a lot of unfamiliarity and uncertainty, and probably even a little fear as to how this is going to affect us all eventually. So what I'd like to bring to this practice today is that kind of physical uplifting energy, and yet a calm and grounding sensation for the mind. So that's what I hope to bring to you today. And this is a little more advanced practice. So just keep that in mind. But the beauty of practicing with a video at home is that you can pause whenever you need to. You can do something completely different than what I'm suggesting, and nobody's going to be any wiser. You can also just kind of work up to it. So you can replay this, come to your mat and practice it over and over again to where you kind of build up your practice towards it. So please listen to your body. Feel free to take breaks whenever you need to, and just take it easy. You might find it beneficial to have a block or two handy if you happen to have that. Okay. And then we're going to start standing. So please stand up and come to your mat. So just come into Tadasana with the feet hip width apart. Really root down through the feet, reach up to the crown of your head. And then we're going to start by working with mudra. So mudra is kind of like yoga for your hands. So we use our hands in different gestures to invoke a certain energy or intention. So if you'll interlace your fingers and bring your hands to rest over your chest with the thumbs pointing upwards. Draw the shoulders back and down and reach up through the crown of your head. And just close your eyes. So this mudra is called Vajra Pradma Mudra, and it's the mudra of unshakable trust. So it's a little bit of trusting the universe and having some faith that whatever's happening right now is supposed to be happening. As odd as that sounds, just kind of allowing yourself to flow with the universe. But mostly this mudra is about trusting ourselves, about building self-confidence and knowing that whatever the universe throws at our feet, we can handle it. So just begin to breathe into the palms of your hands, kind of puffing up the chest as you inhale. And then exhale through the mouth and through the soles of the feet. Breathe in, puffing up the chest. Exhale through the soles of the feet, exhaling from the mouth. We'll take another big breath like that. So I also often like to work with mantra, and mantra is a sound or words that we can repeat to also invoke a certain energy or intention. And the mantra that I like to use with this Vajra Pradama mudra is simply, I got this. So it just helps to build that self-confidence and that unshakable trust in our own ability to take on anything that comes before us. So you can silently repeat it to yourself, or sometimes it just feels really good to say it out loud. So as you hold your hands in Vajra Pradama Mudra, take a deep breath in, and then repeat the mantra, I got this. I got this. I got this. And then with your next inhale, just open your arms wide. Open your heart towards the sky. Kind of like you're saying, bring it on, world. Give me whatever you got. I can handle it. And then with your next inhale, reach your arms up above your head. Squeeze the low ribs together. And just draw the shoulders down the back and relax your head and neck. So just shake your head side to side and know that your neck is relaxed. And then take another deep breath in, reaching up. As you exhale, we're going to fold over to the right. So maybe interlace the fingers except for the pointer finger. Stay grounded in both feet. Keep that top shoulder drawing back. Maybe gaze up towards the sky if that feels okay on your neck. Breathe in to invite more length through both sides of the body. And as you exhale, reach over a little further. And then inhale, coming back to center. As you exhale, we're going to reach up and over to the other side. So again, top shoulder draws back and the shoulders draw away from the ears, leaving some space between the arms and the neck. Breathe in, create more length in both side bodies. And breathe out for a deeper lateral stretch. And then inhale, come back to center. Exhale, open the arms wide, hinge at your hips, and fold forward. Take a deep breath in, bring your hands to your shins, trying to bring your torso parallel to the floor. So if you need to, you can bring your hands up a little higher on your thighs. And then just focus on lengthening from the tailbone to the crown of the head. Take a deep breath in. And exhale, fold. Now bringing your right hand to the floor or to a block beneath your chest. We're going to move into a twist. So bend your right knee deeply. Inhale the left arm up towards the sky. Pause here, draw the shoulders down away from your ears. Inhale, reaching back a little further with that left hand. And then exhale, returning to center. And then we'll switch sides. So deep bend in the left knee. Inhale, sweep the right arm towards the sky. Again, draw the shoulders away from the ears. Take a deep, expansive breath in and reach back. And then exhale to center. On your next breath in, press into the feet and rise all the way up and reach towards the sky. And then exhale, once again, coming to Vajra Pradama Mudra. So interlacing the fingers, bringing the palms to rest over the heart, closing your eyes, relaxing shoulders down the back, possibly repeating that mantra, I got this. I got this. I got this. And then again, inhale, open your chest wide, open the arms, lift up towards the sky. Hold here as you exhale, drawing the tailbone down towards the floor. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hinge at the hips, fold forward, bringing the hands to the mat. So take a moment here and bend the knees as much as you need to get your hands on the floor. And then just take a moment to really feel that earth energy drawing up through the palms and through the soles of the feet. Tuck your chin, let the head be heavy. And then walk both hands as far over to the right as you can. Maybe even bringing hands to a block. You can bend your right knee a little deeper if that feels better. Just working in another lateral stretch on that left side. And then inhale, walking your hands over to the other side or maybe taking them to a block. Maybe bending your left knee now, trying to keep the hips squared evenly towards the front of your mat. And then inhale back to center. We're going to bend our knees a lot, plant the hands again, this time stepping back to plank pose. Okay? So feet should be hip width apart. Your shoulders should stack right underneath, right above the wrists. Spread your fingers a lot. Press through the thumb and forefinger. Wrap the shoulder blades onto the back. Squeeze outer hips in and engage the inner thighs. And then just reach out through the crown of your head. Take a couple big breaths in here. And big breaths out. And then release your knees to the mat. So coming to table. Stack your shoulders over the wrists, still with the fingers spread really wide. Stack your hips over your knees. Flatten the tops of the feet to the floor if possible. And draw shoulder blades back towards your hips. Now on your next inhale, we're going to let the belly drop, the tailbone lift, and we're going to take our gaze up towards the sky for our cow pose. And then as you exhale to cat pose, you're going to take the tailbone, draw the navel towards the spine, tuck your chin, and then continue moving with the breath. Allowing the movement to begin and end where the breath begins and ends. And then inhale back to table with a neutral spine. From here, we're going to extend the right leg back. Bring the ball of the foot to the floor. Just press back through the heel. And kind of rock forward and back a few times to bring a nice stretch to the calf and the hamstrings. Draw low belly in. Keep reaching out to the crown of your head. And then we're going to drop that right heel. You can keep this left foot back behind you a little bit if you want. We're going to sweep that right arm forward, up, and around. We're going to do that twice more. So inhale, sweep the arm up towards the sky as you open your chest, and exhale, the hand sweeps across the floor in front of you. And then one last time, inhale, sweep the arm up. And then as you exhale, let the arm come behind you for this half bind. And then just gently drop your left ear towards your left shoulder to invite a stretch into the right side of the neck. And then on your next inhale, reach that right arm towards the sky again. Draw the shoulder blades onto the back. Engage your core. And maybe lift that right leg. So we're in sort of a half moon on the knee. Okay? Flex the foot on the lifted leg. And if you want to, you can bend the lifted leg, reach back to capture the ankle, keep the foot flexed, press the foot away from the body to find a back bend and a quad stretch. We're working on balance here too, of course. And then inhale, release back to that half moon on the knee. And exhale, we'll release to table. Okay. And then here we're going to stretch that left wrist because it might feel a little cranky after that. So bring the back of the hand to the floor. And then curl the fingers in like you're squeezing a tennis ball. And then extend the fingers out again. Curl them in and extend them out. Curl in and extend. And just do a couple circles, the wrist, and in the other direction. Good. And then from our table position again, this time we're going to extend the left leg back. Tuck the toes under, press back through the heel, draw that low belly in. Just rock a couple of times, finding that stretch in the calf and the hamstrings. Good. And then we're going to drop that back heel. You can kick that right foot out behind you a little bit for support. And then on your next breath in, reach your left arm towards the sky. Draw the shoulder blades on the back. And we're going to do those big circles again. So sweeping the left arm down in front of the body. Inhale, sweep it up towards the sky. We'll do that a couple more times. This time we're going to let that arm drop behind the low back for a half bind. Okay? And then just gently drop right ear towards the right shoulder to stretch through the left side of the neck. Press your tailbone forward. Try to root through the outer edge of your left foot. With your next inhale, we're going to release the left arm towards the sky again, and then maybe lift the left leg. Okay, you can pause here and just focus on the balance, or maybe bend the lifted leg, reach back to capture the foot at the ankle with the foot flexed, and then maybe press the foot back, opening through the front body, feeling that stretch in the hamstring. And then inhale, release back to the half moon on the knee, and exhale back to table. Good. So then we're going to do that same wrist stretch on the right side. So bring the back of the hand to the mat, curl the fingers in, and extend them out. Curl them in like you're squeezing that tennis ball, and extend them out. And let's do that again. And then roll the wrist out and reverse the direction. Bring your hands back to the mat. And then tuck your toes under. On your exhale, we're going to float the knees an inch off the floor. Keep the shoulders stacked over the wrists. Draw the navel towards the spine. And we're going to lengthen out the exhale here. Nice, long, slow exhale. And then breathe in. Long, slow exhale. One more time. Inhale. And slow exhale. Good. Drop the knees. Untuck the toes. Bring your hips back to your heels. Walk your arms forward, just settling into a child's pose. So bringing your forehead to rest on the floor if it will. Close your eyes and breathe into the back of the heart. On your next inhale, we're going to start to make our way into downward facing dog. So tucking the toes under, We're going to keep the knees deeply bent for the first 3 breaths. So just really pressing the tailbone back, lengthening through the spine, maybe shifting the hips a little side to side. And then as you're ready, you can start to straighten the legs as much as you want, although make sure there's some kind of bend, like a micro bend at the very least. Broaden the shoulders away from each other. Melt your heart towards your thighs. Relax the head and neck. Relax the jaws. And then make sure your fingers are spread wide and really root through the thumb and forefinger to help alleviate some of the strain in the wrist. And then on your next inhale, we're going to lift the left leg towards the sky. As you exhale, shift forward, bring the left knee to the left elbow as you stack shoulders over the wrists. And then inhale, press it back out to the 3-legged dog. Exhale, left knee to right elbow, so finding a little twist here. Inhale, press it back up. Exhale, knee to nose. Shoulders stacked over the wrists. Pause here, creating space between you and the floor. And then gently place the foot down between the hands on your next exhale. So coming into a lunge here, try to keep your left knee stacked over the ankle. Okay, sometimes we come too far forward here. Okay, or if we're too short of a stance, we tend to come forward. So nice wide stance, knee stacks over ankle. You're welcome to use blocks here to raise the floor up a little bit. Okay, then engage the inner thighs. Shoulders draw away from the ears. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, press into that front foot. Start to straighten the leg and bow forward. Inhale back to the lunge, lifting your gaze. Exhale, straightening the front leg and bowing forward. Inhale back to your lunge. And now we're going to drop the back knee. Inhale, reach the arms towards the sky for a crescent lunge. Crescent moon. So draw the navel in, draw the tailbone down. Shoulders relax away from the ears. So this should give you a nice hip flexor stretch in this right leg. Okay. Deep breath in. Exhale, release. So we're going to bring the hands to the mat. We're going to lift the back knee and step back to plank. Pause here, take a deep breath in. As you exhale, drop your knees, lower your chest and your chin. So the elbows hugging towards the body. The glutes stay in the air for a moment. And then we untuck the toes and come all the way to the belly. Hug the elbows in. Rest your forehead on the floor. Lift the shoulders away from the mat. On your next inhale, we're going to draw our heart forward. Lift the head and chest in the left leg. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift the head and chest and the other leg. And exhale, release. Inhale, lift the head and chest and both legs. So the heart reaches forward, the toes are reaching back, the elbows are hugging in. And then exhale, release. Inhale, press up through table, tuck the toes under, and then the downward facing dog. Take 3 full breaths in and out. Maybe breathing out through the mouth if you're feeling a little heated. Bringing your awareness to the palms and the feet and their connection to the earth. And on your next inhale, we're going to lift the right leg towards the sky. As you exhale, bring right knee to right elbow, shoulders stacked over the wrists. Inhale, press it back and up. Exhale, right knee to left elbow for a twist. Inhale, press it up towards the sky. Exhale, knee to nose. Stack shoulders over the wrists. Pause here as you inhale, creating space between you and the floor. And then exhale, gently place the foot down between the hands for lunge. So again, you want the knee to stack over the ankle. We're active in this back leg. So think of lifting this back thigh towards the sky. Option to use blocks here. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, press into the front foot, start to fold forward. And then inhale back to the lunge. Exhale, press into the foot, fold forward. Inhale to lunge. Good, now drop that back knee. Inhale the arms up towards the sky. So draw that low belly in, squeeze the low ribs together, draw the tailbone down. So again, you'll get a really nice stretch in that left hip flexor. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, bring your hands back to the floor. Lift the back knee, step back to plank. And pause here for a moment. Take a deep breath in, grounding through the palms, pressing back through the soles of the feet. And on your next exhale, you can either lower down knees, chest, chin like we did a moment ago, or if you want to come down in chaturanga, first shift forward slightly so the shoulders come in front of the wrists. Engage your core, bend the elbows straight back, lower halfway, and then inhale, draw your heart forward as you flip out of the tops of the feet. And then exhale, make your way to down dog. You can always come through table first, or press up and back through plank. And then just take 3 big breaths here in down dog. Again, you always have the option of exhaling through the mouth. If you're feeling a little heat, on your next breath in, lift your left leg high. Exhale, left knee to left elbow, shift forward. Inhale, press it up and back. Exhale, left knee to right elbow for a twist. Inhale, press up and back. Exhale, slowly and mindfully bring the foot forward between the hands for a lunge. This time, on your inhale, we're going to engage the inner thighs, draw navel towards your spine, and rise all the way up to standing. As you exhale, relax shoulders down away from your ears. Draw the tailbone towards the floor. And on your next breath in, we're going to open up to warrior two. So take a moment here to settle in. Ground through the feet, especially the front big toe mound and the outer edge of the back foot. Try to stack shoulders over the hips. Our tendency here sometimes is to kind of lean forward. So if you think of reaching back through the upper body, another inch or so, you should be good. So you want to feel really strong and powerful through this lower body and really connected to the earth. At the same time, you want to feel light through the upper body. So sometimes we tend to get really rigid here and really stiff. So just see if you can soften, relax the jaws. Gaze out over the front fingertips. Notice if that front knee is tickling in towards the big toe edge side of the foot and draw it more towards the pinky toe edge side. Now without moving the lower body, on your inhale, we're going to come into reverse warrior. So reach that left arm up and back, bringing this nice stretch into the left side body. Inhale back to warrior two. As you exhale, either bring your left elbow to your left knee or reach left fingertips to the floor, right fingertips towards the sky, or maybe even reaching your right arm overhead. So finding this stretch through the right side body now. If you're on the elbow, just make sure you're not collapsing into that. So you're still lifting up out of the body and just barely using that elbow for support. On your next inhale, press into the front foot, straighten the front leg, reach up and back for a reverse triangle. Stretching through the left side body again. Take another deep breath in here. As you exhale, let these left ribs lead the way as you reach forward, maintaining that length in that left side body, and then rotating the arms for Trikonasana, triangle. Draw the shoulders away from the ears, stack the arms. Take a deep belly breath in. As you exhale, draw the navel towards the spine, turn your heart towards the sky to keep the arms stacked. Make sure you're not locking this front knee. Stay grounded through the outer edge of the back foot. Your gaze can either be straight ahead or maybe down at your floor or your mat, whichever feels better on your neck. We'll take one more big expansive breath in here. As you exhale, bend this left knee, take your right hand to the floor, lift that back heel, and sweep left arm towards the sky for a twist. So from here, you have an option. You can either bend that right knee and bring the knee to the floor and kick that right foot back and come into a supported side plank, or you can roll onto the outer edge of the foot and come into a full side plank. Arms are stacked. Make sure you're lifting the side body towards the sky. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, release to plank. Hold here as you inhale. Exhale, lower down, either knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Inhaling to cobra or up dog. Exhale to down dog or child's pose, maybe even with the hands back by the feet. So we'll take about 5 breaths here to catch the breath, to settle a little bit, to reconnect with the earth and reconnect with our mantra, I got this. So as the class begins to be a little more challenging, it's a reminder to come back to your mantra and your breath. So when you're ready, if you're not already in down dog, we'll start to meet back in Adho Mukha Svanasana. And we'll move through that flow on the other side. So on your next inhale, let's lift the right leg towards the sky. Exhale, right knee to right elbow. Inhale, take it back. Exhale, right knee to left elbow for the twist. Inhale, press back and up. Exhale, slowly and mindfully, step the foot forward, finding your lunge. Good. On your next breath in, engage the inner thighs, draw the navel towards the spine, press into the feet, and rise up. Warrior one. Actually, we're in Crescent Lunge, sorry. Back heel is lifted. As you exhale, just sink a little more into the hips, squeeze those low ribs in, draw the tailbone down. And then inhale to find warrior two. So again, take a moment to settle into this. Ground through the outer edge of the back foot, front big toe mound. Draw the front knee more towards the pinky toe side of the foot. Try to feel nice and strong and stable through the lower body. And then invite a little softness, a little lightness in the upper body. Gaze out over the front fingertips. On your next inhale, we're going to come into reverse warrior. So the lower body doesn't move. Right arm reaches up and back. Breathe into that right side body. Take one more deep breath in. As you exhale, maybe right elbow comes to the knee, or right fingertips to the floor, and left arm towards the sky. Or maybe left arm overhead. Keep your chest open. Each time you exhale, think of drawing the navel towards the spine. On your next inhale, press into that front foot, straighten the front leg, and we'll come into reverse triangle. Take another deep breath in. As you exhale, let those right ribs lead the way, reaching forward to maintain that length in the right side body, and then finding your triangle pose. Stacking the arms, opening your heart, grounding through the outer edge of that back foot. Press your tailbone slightly forward, turn your heart towards the sky, either gazing forward or down towards the mat. Take one more deep breath in. Exhale. Bend the front knee, lift the back heel. Take your left hand to the mat. Inhale the right arm towards the sky for twists. Shoulders draw away from the ears. Squeeze the inner thighs together. And then on your next exhale, we're going to step back to side plank. So option to drop that back knee. Reach the arm overhead, or you can be in full side plank. On your next exhale, return to plank. Pause here, take a deep breath in. As you exhale, lower down. Inhale to cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward dog or child's pose. So again, we'll take a few breaths here. Reconnect with your breath. Reconnect with your mantra. Reconnect with the earth. With your next inhale, we'll begin to make our way back to downward facing dog. Press into the hands, lift through the tailbone. So we'll move through a similar flow, maybe changing it up a little bit. Okay. On your breath in, we're going to lift the left leg high. Exhale. Let's just step it forward between the hands. It's coming into that low lunge. And then inhale to a high lunge, squeezing those inner thighs. Exhale, open to warrior two. So again, take a moment to think of all the different cues in this pose so that you can feel grounded and open and alive. So rooting through the feet. Front knee moving towards pinky toe edge side of the foot. Opening through the chest and the arms, but with some lightness and ease. Gazing out over the front fingertips. And then inhale to reverse warrior. Keep that front knee deeply bent. Exhale to extended side angle. So either elbow to knee or fingertips to floor. And then inhale, press into that front foot, straighten the front leg. Reach back for reverse triangle. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, reach forward. You can start to bend that front knee. This time instead of triangle, we're going to come into half moon pose. So maybe you want to use a block here. And then just really think of opening and expanding through the front body, through the hips, through the chest. Flex the foot on the lifted leg. Really ground through the standing foot. Use the breath to bring some lightness to the upper body, some ease to this pose. Take one more big breath in. As you exhale, we're going to release the right hand to the floor and level out the hips. So both hands can come to the block or to the floor. Think of lifting through that inner right thigh so that the hips are fairly level. Your standing split. If you want more challenge, you could try walking one or both hands back to wrap behind the ankle. Again, lifting through this inner right thigh without opening up the hips. Good. And then releasing both hands to the floor underneath the shoulders. We're going to start to release the right leg to the mat behind the left leg so that legs cross and the pinky toes come to touch, or at least come close. And then fold forward, bringing the forehead towards the knees, slight bend in the knees here. If you feel stable, you could interlace your hands behind the back. Start to lift the arms away from the body, tucking your chin. Breathing into the shoulder stretch. Squeezing shoulder blades together and lifting the shoulders away from the ears. So it's a bit of a balance pose too, you might have noticed. Good. And then release the hands, uncross the legs. Bend the knees. And on an inhale, we're going to press into the feet as we slowly rise all the way up. Reach towards the sky. And then bring the hands back to Vajra, Pradama Mudra. Close your eyes. Perhaps repeating to yourself, I got this. I got this. I got this. And then inhale, open your arms wide again, like bring it on, world. Let me see what you got. And then inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, hinge at the hips and fold forward. Inhale, lifting halfway, finding length in the spine. Exhale, fold. Now, bring your hands to the floor. Lift your heels. And then drop your hips. So you're kind of coming into this little ball, this squat. Okay? And then we're going to come all the way to the floor. You might have to use your hands, but you could try not to. And then we're going to come into boat pose. So bring the big toe mounds to touch. Draw the shoulders back and lift through the heart. Breathe in and breathe out. Inhale. Exhale through the mouth. Breathe in. Exhale through the mouth as you draw the navel towards the spine, emptying out completely and kind of squeezing in. Again, inhale and exhale. You're going to take the feet to the floor and bring the hands to the mat behind you. Fingers pointing towards the feet. Feet hip width apart, walking the feet towards the top of your mat. On an inhale, we're going to come into a reverse table. So you're going to try to stack shoulders over wrists and knees over ankles. Your gaze is up towards the sky. Don't drop the head all the way back. Press into the big toe mounds. Inhale, lift the hips a little higher. As you exhale, we're going to start to bring the hips down, and we're going to swing the hips behind us, not actually touching the mat, and straighten the legs. So we're holding ourselves up here, and then inhale back to our reverse table. We'll do that twice more. Exhale. Swivel the hips back as you straighten the legs. Inhale, come back up. Exhale. This time bring the hips all the way down. Reach the arms forward. We're going to come back into our boat pose. And then we're going to cross the ankles, bring them close into the body as we shift forward. Bring the palms to the mat. And maybe we hop back to plank. You might need to find a little different way to get there. So we'll all meet in plank. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, we'll lower down. So again, either knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. This time we're going to come all the way to the floor. So coming back to this flow that we did at the beginning. Okay, elbows hug in, forehead's on the floor, shoulders lift away from the mat. Inhale, draw your heart forward, lift the left leg. Reach the toes towards the wall behind you, your heart towards the wall in front of you. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift the head and chest in the right leg. And exhale, release. Inhale, lift the head and chest in both legs. And exhale, release. Inhale, let's all press back to child's pose. Take your knees wide apart. Bring your hips to your heels, forehead to the mat, and bring both hands to the mat behind you. Take a deep breath in and a long, slow, deep breath out. And then walk your hands forward. Start to make your way back into downward facing dog. Pressing the hips up and back, grounding through the thumb and forefinger. On your next breath in, we're going to lift the right leg high. Exhale, slowly and mindfully, bring that foot gently between the hands for lunge. And then inhale, squeeze inner thighs together, come up to your crescent lunge. And then on your next inhale, drop that back heel open to warrior two. So again, take a moment to find your alignment, to feel grounded and rooted and stable through the lower body. But then lifting and opening through the upper body with some lightness, some ease. Good. Inhale to reverse warrior. Exhale to extended side angle. Ground through the outer edge of that back foot. And then inhale, press into the front foot. Rise all the way up and back to reverse triangle. And then exhale, start to reach forward. Bending through that front foot. Slowly stepping the back leg and then up. Finding your half moon pose. Flex the foot on the lifted leg. If you fall out of it, just come back in. Be playful. Reconnect with your breath. And if you're feeling a little challenged, come back to that mantra here. I got this. Piece of cake. Take one more big expansive breath in. Exhale, we're going to release left hand to the floor. Start to level out the hips. So think of lifting through that inner left thigh, pointing the left toes down towards the floor. Option to walk the hands back here, maybe wrapping one or both hands around that right ankle. And then we'll all bring the hands back to the floor. Release left leg behind the right so that the legs cross and the pinky toes come to touch, or at least come close. And then if you feel stable, interlace the hands the odd way this time, moving everything over one digit. And then maybe lifting the hands away from the body, drawing the navel in, tucking the chin. Squeezing shoulder blades together and lifting the shoulders away from the ears. And then release the hands, uncross the legs. Inhale to a half lift. Exhale, fold. On your next inhale, press into the feet, engage the core as you rise all the way up and reach towards the sky. Exhale, back to Vajra Pradama Mudra. Breathing in proud towards your hands, feeling this heart lifting. I got this. And then inhale, press into the feet, open your arms wide. Bring it on, world. Inhale, reach up overhead. Exhale, bow through center. Forward fold. Inhale to another half lift. Exhale, fold. Lift the heels, bend your knees. Bring your hips down towards your feet. One challenge of teaching online. I gotta keep adjusting the screen. Okay. Now from here, we're gonna come to seated. Okay. And then find our boat pose again. So inhale, lift through the heart, spread out the toes. Exhale, draw that navel in and up. Really engage here. Maybe exhale through the mouth. And then bring your feet to the mat. Your hands behind you, a little wider than your hips. Okay. We're going to inhale for this reverse table flow again. So this is really nice for opening the shoulders and the front body. So press down through the big toe mounds, lift the hips a little higher. As you exhale, we're going to swivel the hips back, straightening the legs. Inhale, back to reverse table. Exhale, sweep it back. Last time, inhale, reach up. Exhale, this time, bringing your hips to the mat and just extending the legs, finding Dandasana, staff pose. Sitting up tall, feet flexed, feet hip width apart. Inhale, reach the arms up towards the sky. As you exhale, reach out, lengthen, hinge at the hips, and fold forward. Just take a couple deep breaths here in your forward fold. With your next inhale, reach long through the arms again. Ground the sits bones, draw navel towards spine and reach it. And exhale, release the hands down. But from here, we're going to just come onto our back. So maybe scooting forward a little bit. And then rolling back and hugging the knees in towards your chest. And then just rock a little side to side. Good. And then from here, bring your knees to stack over your hips and your lower legs parallel to the floor with the feet flexed. Release your arms out from your shoulders. On your exhale, we're going to lower the knees halfway to the right. And then we're going to pause. Suspend the movement and the breath for one count, grounding through that left shoulder. And then inhale back to center. Exhale, lower the knees to the left. So again, ground the opposite shoulder. Suspend the movement and breath for one count. And then inhale back to center. And do that a couple more times on each side. Maybe suspending the movement and breath for 2 counts if you can do so without straining. And then as you're ready, coming back to center. Exhaling to the other side, suspending for 1 or 2 counts. And returning to center. One more time on each side. You can extend the pause even longer if you can do so without straining. So don't worry if you get out of sync. There will be an opportunity for you to catch up. So we're going to go over to the right one more time. This time, we're going to let the knees come all the way to the floor. And then maybe rest your right hand on top of your left knee. And just settle into a twist here. You can always modify this. Maybe extending that top leg straight and capturing the outside of the foot with the hand. Or if you'd like, you can wrap the legs. You can either ground the knees, which means that left shoulder might float, or you can ground the shoulder, which means the knees might float a little bit. Don't feel like you have to force both to happen. Maybe close your eyes. Take a big, expansive breath in. And as you exhale, just let go of all effort. Just relax. And then with your next inhale, slowly come back to center. And then we'll let the knees fall to the other side. And we'll rest in our twist again. And as always, feel free to modify this twist, finding what feels best in your body. And then closing your eyes. Letting go of effort. And just being in this experience. Without judgment, without expectation, just trusting the natural flow of the universe, trusting this moment is exactly what you need. And then with your next inhale, making your way back to center. And then we'll hug the knees in tight towards the chest. Take them wide towards the armpits. And then reach through between the knees. Capture the outer edges of the feet and lift your soles of the feet towards the sky. And then pull down on the feet as the feet press up into your hands. So there's some engagement in the inner thighs. It's an isometric dead bug pose. And then you can soften the effort, rock a little side to side, maybe extending one or both legs straight. Maybe even taking a plow, bringing the feet overhead. Just being very mindful of the neck in this pose. You can support the low back with the hands. So if you're not sure and you need to look at the screen, make sure you come out of this pose first. It's not a good idea to look side to side in this pose. It can be dangerous on the neck. And then wherever you are, we'll slowly start to release out of the pose, bringing the feet back to the mat with the knees bent. From here, we'll come into a supported bridge. So try to grab a hold of a block if you have one handy. Feet hip width apart. Let's start by just grounding the low back into the mat. So really pressing the low belly down. And then inhale, lift the tailbone. Start to peel the spine off the mat, lifting the hips towards the sky. And then again, if you have a block, placing the block underneath the sacrum. Okay, so that it's wide. And then just resting the arms by your side. And just relaxing. Maybe if it feels right, you could extend the legs forward. And you can be on the lowest part of this block too, sometimes even more supportive and relaxing. And then bring the feet back in. When you're ready, press into the feet, lift the hips, remove the block, slowly lower back down. And then walk the feet mat width apart, cactus your arms, and just windshield wiper your knees side to side. If there's any final movements you need before Shavasana, you can take that now. Otherwise, just hug the knees into the chest one more time, curling into a tight little ball. And then inhale and stretch out for Shavasana. Turning the palms up towards the sky, rolling the shoulders underneath the back. Closing the eyes, relaxing the jaw. Finding your breath. And just continue to witness yourself breathing as you rest. You'll find it's difficult for the mind to wander as long as you breathe consciously. So there's no need to change the breath, but just witness the flow of the breath coming in through the nostrils and out through the nostrils. Allowing yourself to sink in a little heavier towards the earth. Please feel free to stay in Shavasana for as long as you need to. When you're ready, coming out of it, slowly easing your way out of your practice and back into your life. And just try to stay grounded through all of this. Try to get outside as much as possible. And just trust that we'll all get through this. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. Namaste.